I'm a huge fan of Seth Godin, the author of Tribes, Lynchpin, Purple Cow, Do the Work, The Dip, and Poke the Box. I'm also a fan of his blog. In one post, The Facts, he talks about the stories that we tell ourselves. These stories control things such as our salaries, stock options. They even control credit card debt, and even our home mortgages. Godin is right. All day long we have unceasing conversations with ourselves. We tell ourselves who we are, what we should do, how we should respond, and what our mission is. This interpersonal communication governs our lives to a huge extent and affects our overall well-being. When things are good, and especially when they are great, the internal dialogue is most likely positive and helps us move forward. But what about when things aren't going according to plan? What happens when we look into that mirror, which is our lives, and we are wholly unsatisfied? It is in these times that we need to reevaluate the internal conversations and monitor what we're saying. One of my favorite theories is role theory. And role theory asserts that there are a multitude of characters that exist in our world. These characters are roles that we play. Now, some of these roles we are born into, such as family relationships, and others we willingly accept, such as marriage, jobs, and friendships. Others are foisted upon us, such as stereotypes, or we are pressured into, such as competing with neighbors for homes and cars, money, etc. Keeping up with the Joneses or the Kardashians. Regardless of the type, social norms often dictate that we accept these roles and conform to certain standards of behavior. But it's great when you're winning. However, what do you do when your thought process and roles are crushing your well-being? You have to examine what you're telling yourself and change the story. You have to ask yourself, what have you accepted? What are you accepting? And what will you accept based upon who you think you are? To change that, you have to consciously alter that story and think in a new, positive way. This is not always easy because our lifestyles and situations, they kind of sneak up on us. We often develop bad habits from things that we don't really take notice of. After high school or college, we may stop playing sports or become less active and stop thinking ourselves as athletes. When we get into new relationships, many of us stop doing the things we did to stay attractive in the eyes of potential mates when we were single and start doing things that are not quite in our best interests, like sitting on the couch. We no longer strive to be what is sexy or otherwise. Similarly, at a certain point in our career, we may think this is the best that I can do. However, once you start telling yourself a different story, then those ideas begin to change. By adopting a new role or a different way of looking at a current one, you can exact new standards that can improve your quality of life. When you say things such as, I am in control, or I am in charge of my future, those kinds of things start to help you change the narrative of the books in your life so you can control who you are. Relying on willpower or discipline is something that is not going to get us there. We have to alter how we think about things overall. So, in all, it's your life. All you have to do is change the story.